Welcome to a platform where we debate on the top stories of the NBA, NFL, Major League Baseball, and other leagues with the best in the world of sports. You'll also get interviews with many athletes and media talents at several basketball events, including the WNBA and college basketball. My name is Rafique Louison, and this is Nothing But That Sports Talk. Welcome back to another episode of Nothing But That Sports Talk. I'm Rafique Louison alongside Ryan Walker. Thank you for stopping by.
Absolutely, indeed.
And for those of you that are new to the channel, please make sure to like and subscribe to Nothing But That Sports Talk, where you get all the latest interviews, highlights, and footage of my basketball content from college basketball to WNBA to many other basketball events that I cover throughout New York City. And of course, yeah, that's pretty much all I can say about that to my YouTube subscribers. It's just like you guys start growing the channel, and yeah, it could be better. Now, let's get to some topics that have been in college basketball this week. And yeah, a lot has happened from Jackie Johnson's game-winning shot to carry Fordham to a upset victory over Seton Hall, and they managed to add on to it with a home opening win against Binghamton to St. John's being 3-0, recently coming off a victory against Wagner. They're ranked number 22 in the country. And then, of course, we got a little taste of Cooper Flagg and Ian Jackson in college, even though, yeah, Cooper Flagg, Ian Jackson, they both had some big losses. But you know what? It's early in the season. So what's the takeaway for the first week of college basketball?
Oh, it's exciting. The college kids out there playing. A lot of players all over at a lot of different programs. There's a lot of really good, college talent and freshmen playing right now all over, transfer kids. So college basketball is going to be like that all year, man. We're going to see a lot of really good players all over, man. There's a lot of sleeper teams too. So the whole year is going to be like this, where there's always going to be some big time wins and losses coming throughout the year. And it's good. There's a lot of metropolitan kids that are all over playing in many different programs as well too. So that's college basketball. March Madness will be even more crazier this year. And look, you got Calipari over at a new program. You got Kentucky. There's so much different things going on. You know what I'm saying? Like you said, St. John's got a nice crop, a good crop of transfer kids coming in. See what Pitino's doing down there. Duke's got a lot of good freshmen. North Carolina's got a lot of good freshmen and sophomores. RJ Davis State, senior year. So all over college basketball, in all conferences, there's just so many different teams that you can mention, but there's a lot of talent. And it's going to be good basketball all year.
Yeah, it's going to be basketball all year. I mean, yeah. Now, we got to pick up to the Cooper Flagg game where Duke ended up suffering a gut-wrenching loss against Kentucky. I mean, they fought something else, but we all know that it's going to be a long season, and the Champions Classic, of course, the toughest games for Duke are usually out of conference or against North Carolina. But this is where Cooper Flagg skills got tested for real. I mean, he's had some good games in the first few games of the season, but this is where you really get tested against another blue blood team in Kentucky. And yeah, on top of it all, kids managed to get a victory against Michigan State.
Yeah, listen, there's a lot of good. I think he had like 26 and 12 in that game. It's so funny. Me and Pat was talking, like Pat me up about it. He said, your boy laid an egg. I said, man, you can't call that laying an egg when you have 26 and 12. We have to just realize it is. And that whole Monteverdi class that actually played last year, the big fellas on Maryland, the guy McNeely is on UConn, and the other two guards, they're playing actually at D1 programs too. So that whole team, the high school team, was loaded. That's why they did so well, hence wise, for the last season. But another thing, well, you got to remember with Duke, and thank God that I get to live through the eras to watch college basketball change so much. The years of getting guys to be there for 2-3 years is really over. A lot of the programs that do find the ways to win will have 4-star, sometimes even 3-star talent. You know what I mean? matched in with a few 5-star, but have transfer kids. It takes a lot to win, 6 games in the NCAA tournament. And when Coach K was there, Duke was always fortunate enough while building up the program to be able to keep kids for 2 or 3 years. You know what I'm saying? Even with big freshmen that come in, with the landscape of college basketball changing dramatically over the last 20, 25 years, it's hard to get a crop of kids. Like the Duke team we're looking at now will not be the same Duke team next year. 3 to 4 of those kids are probably going to go to the NBA draft. We know one clearly is. You know what I'm saying? So now this is why you see they keep recruiting good classes year after year. They got a good class coming in next year. They got a good class coming in the next year, and they're already working on the classes after that, and so on and so forth, because they're not going to keep these kids. So now you got 4 really talented freshmen, whether pure freshmen or straight up freshmen year in college, playing for Duke University in a tough conference where they play a tough strength of schedule against good teams. So I was like, bro, as great as he is, we still got to remember he's 18 years old, a freshman.
17 years old, actually.
Yeah, right. I said he's 17. He's a freshman. He's known as the best freshman, definitely in the country. And in some eyes, some people say they think he's the best player in the country, right? So he's going to be the number 1 pick, or at least a top 5 pick minimum. So that's a lot of pressure. Not that the kid is not ready for it, but that's big shoes to fill. And that was a good test for them early in the year against a very good Kentucky team who, Calipari or not, they still have a lot of upperclassmen on that team. And that's a good test. They'll get better throughout the year. Duke's got a lot. Isaiah Evans, he's a big time, he's a good player. Who knows if he stays? That's just how it's going to be. So I wouldn't be surprised if Duke didn't win a national championship for a while, because they would just have to have a year where, and who knows, this could be the year, but they could have to have a year where all the freshmen, everything click right. They grow up. They might have 1 or 2 upperclassmen with them to lead it, and the breaks just go your way in the NCAA tournament. You know how the tournament can be absolutely crazy.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, it could definitely be crazy indeed. And obviously Cooper Flagg is having a phenomenal show in the beginning of the season, averaging about 19 points, 10 rebounds, and 3 assists. Grizz, I mean, he's the lead man for this Duke roster. I mean, when you have an all-around player, we were watching Duke, and we were watching Cooper Flagg ever since his high school days, and we knew he was going to get ready for the college level. It's just a matter of being ready for like the tougher schools if you get on the grind the season.
Correct.
Now, let's not forget he entered the league along with Ian Jackson, who, well, he's been really coming off the bench because RJ Davis' North Carolina team, I mean, at this point of the college basketball season. But Ian Jackson showed you flashes what he could do, even when coming off the bench. And up until that one loss to Kansas, I know Aaron's happy about that. But yeah, let's ask this question: Which freshman do you think has a better start, Ian Jackson or Cooper Flagg?
I mean, and numerically, it would be Cooper, but you can't. I mean, numerically, it's Cooper, and yes, you can ask any question, but that one's a hard one to vary, because just like you said, Ian doesn't get to start. You know what I'm saying? North Carolina has some really good guards in the back. Well, RJ Davis is there, so that's clearly a spot. I know they still had the kid Elliott Kadu, right? They have some other guards and forwards. He'll get his opportunity. He might even start later in the year. But being that he hasn't started, it's hard to vary. Listen, in his bench minutes and role, he's playing very good. So damn good. Who knows how much more production he could do if he was a starter. So I mean, definitely Cooper Flagg. But Ian Jackson, we know, is an incredible talent. We've been watching how good this kid's been in New York, literally right in front of us for the last 3 years. Cardinal Hayes, they wanted everything when he was there, and he transferred out, and when he did OSL and the Jelly, family thing, and was phenomenal down there. Played in all the top tournaments and all the top invitationals. I believe he was under on that USA under 19 those kids team. So he the kid's ready for the big stage. We watched him in the NY class. We watched him in Gersh Dykeman. We watched him everywhere, and the kid.
I want to see Jackson play Nike Pro State this summer.
Right, there you go. Already, so that's how you definitely know that he eventually will have a spot. He could come off the bench and still be a pro.
Mm-hmm. That's a fact. He's probably going to be like a middle first round draft pick, but you know what? If he keeps on developing his game, his draft stock could definitely go higher by the end of the season.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm. Yeah. And now, since you're talking about invitationals, it was just announced that earlier this week that the Lehigh Holiday Invitational will be coming to UBS February on Friday, December 13th, which will feature Lehigh versus Syria Canyon, and then that's an 8 p.m. game. But before that, you got Holo Trade going up against Chant. How you pronounce the school? I mean, correct me if I pronounce this wrong. It's Chemin Nadi. Yeah. CHAMINADE.
Hold on. You spell that again? That's just not coming up.
CHAMINADE.
One more time.
CHAMINADE.
CHAM. Chaminade. You don't know Chaminade? Long Island.
Thank you for correcting me. Chaminade, yeah. Yeah, some stars expected to be featured. Kiyan Anthony and Aiden and Luha. And you educate me on Luha a little bit. I might get a taste of it if the media approval goes through. Then for Syria Canyon, where LeBron James and Brian James went to, you have Bryce James and Chris Newley. NWULI. So yeah. Let's think about this event and what will bring to Long Island as we get ready to watch the closing of Kiyan Anthony's basketball career in high school.
I mean, it's Luha is loaded in general, Kiyan, Nigel James is going to Marquette. I believe Kiyan actually makes his decision today on where he's going to school at.
Yeah, but he said in a 7 p.m. to Brooklyn podcast that he's not going to make a decision up until that point. And it's going to go down between USC and Syracuse, but that's besides the point. Get back to your point.
Yeah, like I said, Nigel James, they got the whole team is loaded again, and you see how well VJ Edgecombe is doing at Baylor. Another Luha kid, straight from kid came from the Barbados and didn't even play basketball for that long, and you see how phenomenal he's going to be. He's definitely probably going to be an NBA draft pick this year. So Luha is a phenomenal program. They have built it, and you know what's so crazy? They never was always this powerhouse. Anybody Long Island wise can tell you throughout the years, Luha always had a good basketball team. A nice program, but you had to live in the area or have money or per se, be good enough to get a scholarship or whatever the case may be to go to how it is. With Luha now building, campuses or some on the facility where the players now can stay, it's just incredible. You know what I'm saying? Their facilities is definitely elite, and they have great coaching down there, all steps of the back parameter. So they play. They don't even play like they're not gonna play like a Nazareth or a Lincoln. You know what I'm saying? They play in certain classes where you might see that, but their schedule is just so intense that they're trying to play for nationals at the end of the year. But Luha definitely, as a basketball program, is the best basketball program in New York probably over the last few years. You know what I'm saying? And they're gonna be good again. And that's going to be a big time classic where what you said is Luhai versus Chaminade.
Yeah, it's Luai versus Syria Canyon, and then it's Shamana versus Holy Trinity.
So, wow, that's gonna be good. That's gonna be good. Holy Trinity has done very well over the last few years as well too, and they had a good pass. So and Chaminade is all boys school in Mineola. They have a lot of good classics there as well too. I actually know the coach down there, so he's a very good guy. They always play. One thing about Chaminade, they don't run away from competition. You know, they play teams like this, and it gets them ready for what they want to do later on in the year. And Long Island will both Long Island teams will definitely have a test.
Yeah, good. And it's great that Luai's going to be hosting the Holiday Invitational at the UBS Arena. And well, I don't know if you've been there. I've never been there before, so you can test out how good of a landmark UBS Arena is.
Yeah, I've been there like 3 times now already. Great facility, Elmont, New York, borderline Queens right there. But Elmont, New York, very nice facility and gym and stadium per se. So it's going to be good. That's a big stage, and that's a great stage for the high school kids to play on. You know.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, can't wait to see. I got a chance to look at Kiyan Anthony during the York versus York championship game between Gersh and Watson, and we all know how that worked out.
Yes.
Now we get to a very next topic as we talk about Kiyan Anthony, the future of basketball. I mean, he has a story on playing basketball in New York City. Now, here's a big one. Do you think he's going to pick? Do you think it's a better fit for him, Syracuse or USC?
Hmm. That was just really a tough question. I mean, storybook wise, right? Syracuse, right?
Yeah, why not go to Syracuse? That's Melo's alma mater. He won the only national championship there. But then again, USC, you can't see their tradition as well.
Right, right. That
I
might
would
be.
say it's a big USC's men's basketball program just as good as the girls' basketball program, excuse me, women's basketball program with Juju Watkins. Think about the engagement that's going to happen at USC. So that hasn't happened in a long time.
100%. That could be interesting. Storybook wise, definitely Syracuse. You know, his father went there and was a legend there at Syracuse, and Kiyan has made so many strides over the last few years with his performance, and he's definitely ready for the big stage. You know, I actually was speaking with him literally a couple weeks back at IS8 when he played for this team called the Standard, and I'm telling you, man, the kid, not even just game wise, but just competition wise, how he speaks, everything, he's ready to be on a big time stage and level.
Yeah, wherever it may be. And you're not going to know his decision up until the San Brooklyn podcast. And I can wait to listen and see what goes down as he decides finally, once and for all, what school he's not, what school starts his college basketball career. And yeah, he might be a one and done player, ready for the NBA as soon as you can, because he has that star talent. You should know that we all know that by now. He has to start talent to carry a team to a deep run in the NCAA.
100%.
Okay, now get some NFL news as the Washington Commanders go down to the Philadelphia Eagles. Yeah, it's a seesaw battle for the division as well. Yeah, the Cowboys are not involved this year because they're 3-6, and we know the history with the New York Giants. But yeah, from this day forward with the Eagles win, do you think it's their division to win in the NFC East, or will the Commanders somehow turn things around and get it back?
What did those two teams play today, right? Well, just finished playing, right?
In this play, the Eagles pull out the win. Silko Barkley had 2 touchdowns.
Yeah, the Eagles are going to win the division. I mean, that's how it's supposed to be. Really, they're really even with the Cowboys not being as good as as we all expected them to be per se. The Eagles are the best team in the division. Jalen Hurts is a good quarterback. The acquisition of Saquon Barkley was key for them. The O line is clicking. What it is that remember they have a different offensive coordinator again, and they're doing some things differently. It takes time to build your identity and stuff like that. And sometimes they did have a little issues on defense, but they look like they've cleared up. But they're a better team, and Washington is still gonna fight with it. They have a very great, not great, I'm gonna say very good young quarterback in Chase Daniels. He's definitely ahead of his curve, and their defense plays and competes. But I think all in all, it will be Philly. Was that in Washington or Philly they played today?
Philadelphia.
Yeah, so they'll have another chance to, if they both teams stay close, to see how it ends for the end of the year. But I think definitely Philadelphia is the team to that's the best team in the division.
Yep, the best team division indeed. Now we get to the very next topic as the New York Giants. Well, yeah, the New York Giants, the tankathon continues. Now we can officially say they have to start tanking because
They told you that.
yeah, and you were right about all the time. And I listen. For the record, I was the one that said that the Giants were not going to go nowhere this season, and they proved me right again as they got hammered. Well, not really hammered. They lost on an international play to the Carolina Panthers in a late second field goal. And from that point on, that's when you know the tank begins. When you're not good enough to beat the Carolina Panthers of all team. They're tied with the Jaguars for the worst record in the NFL. So, assuming that the Giants continue to tank from this point, which quarterback do you think will replace Daniel Jones? Will it be Shador Sanders from Colorado or Cam Ward from Miami?
At this point, I don't care. They need to go get the best talent at quarterback at whoever pick they get. I need them to get the number one pick. I seen this coming weeks and weeks ago when they were in the first 2-3 games, and then I think he got. How did he play? And I said they should just lose the rest of the games. It's not working. It's not. You got some talented receivers, and even the running backs are pretty good. I know that kid Tracy dropped fumbled a big play in the overtime, and that led to a direct field goal kick against Carolina in Munich's journey. He besides those errors of dropping the ball on the turf, even Singletary has showed strides. The O-line is sort of getting better and is better, but they need help there as well too. But here goes the reality of it. The Giants have not been a competitive team since the middle tier ending part of Eli Manning.
Mm-hmm.
The last 10 years, they have not been good. They just have not. They had one good year 2 years ago where they 9-6-1, and that was a surprise. That was just a new coach coming in, new breath of fresh air, and guys just playing hard and being gritty, just believing in. And they happen to get a playoff win. But excluding that, you can just go look at the numbers. They don't lie to you. They haven't had many years where they won over 6 games. It's been bad, and they need to give them $60 million. What do you owe them? And move on. They tried. There's things that he's just missing on. You can see that he's jittery, and now it's becoming mental as well too. So they just need a breath of fresh air. They need a new young quarterback in there. They need some offensive line to help them. The quarterback will have some targets, and they need to add to the team, and they need to start over because this is not going to work, and it's not working. And to a point where I'm like, maybe they could even play him for 2 more games or even less if they want to pull him. They're already talking about pulling him very soon. But I don't want them to put DeVito in or somebody in, and they give them a breath of fresh air and they start winning. They need to lose the games. Jacksonville don't need a quarterback.
Buccaneers. They had to take the Buccaneers, and it's kind of hard to lose when you want them to lose when you have winnable games in your schedule.
What winnable games do they have? Tell me.
Okay, they had the Tampa Bay Buccaneers.
They're gonna lose.
Then they have a Thanksgiving Day game against the Dallas Cowboys, who's been bad all year
Yep.
on the road. Then
They
they
go.
go against the Saints, the Ravens, on the road against the Falcons, then home against the Colts, then on the road against the Eagles. So yeah.
The only game in that thing that you said to me that makes any realism of them actually trying to win might be the Saints game. They're not better than anybody you just named. They're not better than Tampa Bay. They can't score more than them. They don't defend better. They're not better than Atlanta. Atlanta's not super great, but Atlanta's not super bad either. They're still competing.
To compete for the division.
Correct.
No.
They're definitely not better than the Colts. They're definitely not better than the Eagles. They haven't beat the Cowboys. The Cowboys stink this year, and they still lost to the Cowboys. They need to lose to the Cowboys. You know what I'm saying? So luckily, the Cowboys don't need a quarterback. So the goal is, listen, I want to rewind the time and make them lose to Cleveland. Because Cleveland bad too. Because I want them to be the worst team so they can have the number one pick.
And when they get the number one pick, there's two options. There's Shedeur Sanders. There's Shedeur Sanders, the son of Deion Sanders, by the way, who's had an impressive season for the Colorado Buffaloes with 24 touchdowns and 2,882 yards. And then there's Kiyan Ward from Miami, who put up 32 touchdowns and 3,494 yards. So, yeah, I have to mention those stats. They would make a better replacement for Dale Jones.
Of course. Of course. I'm telling you, I really don't care which one it is. It's just gotta be any one of them. Whoever's there talented enough that has to do a better job than Daniel Jones.
Either them or Tommy DeVito?
No. I like DeVito. Good kid. Not an NFL starter or NFL franchise winning quarterback. You need to go get a young new quarterback at number one. No excuse. You can't. I mean, no disrespect to him because DeVito did good things last year. He's a scrappy Jersey guy. Everything, I get it. But you can't realistically go into a boardroom and say Tommy DeVito's going to be your starting quarterback and to lead your franchise, especially when you know the crop of young talent that's out there coming in this draft. You just can't do it.
Yeah, you just can't. All right, now on to another crappy New York team, and it's the New York Jets, who got beaten up in Arizona, 31-6. Yeah, they got the Indianapolis Colts. So you got them winning this game.
No, they stink too.
Do you want? I mean, Aaron Rodgers is planning to play for another season. He's under contract till 2025. So, do you want the Jets to tank too to get these two quarterbacks that is mentioned coming out of college? Because the Jets can get need youth in order to get together. Because Aaron Rodgers is not the same as he used to.
I don't want to say like I said this before. And I said this before. Didn't I tell you this? Didn't I say this even from last year? And we're gonna say this one more time. Aaron Rodgers is an NFL Hall of Fame quarterback. Okay, Super Bowl champion. I think 2 or 3-time league MVP. Phenomenal things. Honestly, one of the most skilled quarterbacks and talented quarterbacks to ever play football. But here goes the reality, apart all that other great stuff and the accomplishment he's done. He won a long time ago with the Packers, 2010. God bless him. A lot of guys don't win, or somewhere around those times. Bro, it's 2024. He's had many disappointing big-time playoff losses with Green Bay in conference games, semi-games, first-round losses and exits. When he was on Green Bay, he had issues with Mike Holmgren. No, excuse me. Yes, who's the quarterback? Yes, it was Mike Holmgren, who's on Dallas now. They did different things. There was a lot of conversation about basically making it seem like Aaron Rodgers was the reason why they were good, and like the coach and the coaching staff had nothing to do with helping during the time of Green Bay and being good, which was absolutely of just blasphemy. And Aaron Rodgers does that prima donna crap where he makes it so much about himself and sometimes forgets about the team. There's been many after this, you could look it up. There's been many receivers who've had issues with Aaron Rodgers. Many.
Yeah, and then Devontae Adams is still willing to play for him. It's just embrace the fact that what I was trying to say before you continue, just embrace the fact that Aaron Rodgers is not what he used to. He's not LeBron James and almost 40 put the triple doubles. He's not. I know we're talking two different sports, but seriously, not everybody has the ability to play up until they play at high level at 39 or 40 years old. Not everybody has that mentality. This is how the sports work.
Listen, Ryan can go to Yale and graduate with a degree, and Rafique can go to BMCC and graduate with the same degree, and Rafique can make it farther in life than Ryan can. Just because you went to Yale, Ryan, doesn't necessarily mean that you'll be more successful than the other person. And my metaphor to bring that up to say is, Rodgers, great, Hall of Famer, you're not Tom Brady. You're not him.
You're not.
Only Tom Brady is Tom Brady. Only Tom Brady can be a 1,000 years old and still perform at a high level in the NFL. And you weren't him. You never were him. You never are going to be him. And that's the fact of the matter. And just like you said, Aaron Rodgers is past his prime. That's why Green Bay gave him away. They gave him away when they knew they got the last of it and they were sick of his crap. And the Jets thought they were so intelligent that, 30 teams didn't knock at the door when he left Green Bay, They didn't. They stayed with their young quarterbacks.
The Jets haven't made the playoffs since 2010. We in 2024. Let's just call it right now. The Jets are a bigger New York sports disaster than the New York Knicks.
Jordan Love right now is better than Aaron Rodgers.
That's just the way it goes.
And the Jets are stuck with him. They're going to stink this year. It doesn't. They can't tank. If they tank, it don't matter. He the quarterback. And then if you draft somebody this offseason early, that's going to piss Aaron Rodgers off. Because, he know he only playing one more year. But the fact that you just putting the heir apparent behind him, that's something they're going to have to talk to him about so this way it doesn't hurt his emotions. But quite frankly, maybe they should just draft a quarterback. So if that's the case and he's fine with it, then maybe they should tank. So they probably can try to get an option to get a quarterback and have him learn 1 year under Aaron Rodgers or understudy and then ride off into the sunset. But Aaron is past his prime, man. He's still good. He's still serviceable. He's not a scrub. He can make plays, but he's not that dude from 10 years ago. He's just not.
He's just not. And you may have a chance to make the playoffs, but it's like the last 7 teams have a losing record, with the only exception the Buffalo Bills. But yeah, the Jets are done.
They're done. They got steamrolled.
He won a WNBA championship before the Jets played another NFL playoff game. Let's just go with the way it is.
Arizona pounded on them. Pounded on them. Bad loss against Pittsburgh. Bad loss here. New England loss. It's surprising they beat New England the first time.
And then he only scored 6 points against Arizona. Wow.
Terrible. With Aaron Rodgers as your quarterback. At least we know Daniel Jones sucks. We expect that offensively. Not with this guy, though.
Mm-hmm. I know. Let's just get to the NFL picks for Week 11.
Yeah.
Chicago versus Green Bay in Chicago. Another disaster. You think Chicago's going to win this one at least?
No, I'm going to go. Chicago's been messing up a lot of picks, man. Because when you think they're supposed to win, they lose. When you think they lose, they're supposed to win. All right, I'm going to say. Man, how can I pick against loving them? All right, Green Bay.
Okay, Detroit Lions at home against the Jacksonville Jaguars. That's obvious.
Oh, come on. Unless something crazy happens, the Lions definitely. I mean, that could be the Super Bowl and the NFC pick right there.
Never thought we mentioned the Detroit Lions and Super Bowl in the same sentence again. Anyway, Tennessee Titans at home against the Minnesota Vikings.
Vikings. Tough one though. But Vikings. Tennessee Vikings.
Miami Dolphins at home against the Las Vegas Raiders.
Oh God, I gotta pick a team for this. Oh Lord.
They're both bad, but let's just hope. But just for the sake of picking which team's gonna have a better chance of tanking for the top quarterback available in the NFL draft.
Well, I guess the Raiders.
Okay, New England Patriots at home against Los Angeles Rams.
Rams.
New Orleans Saints at home against the Cleveland Browns. The battle of
Oh my God, I gotta pick this one too.
Yay!
Good. Who's home?
New Orleans Saints.
Oh Lord, like it makes a difference. Goodness. Man, both teams are really bad. The Saints let me down this year. This is bad. It's not going to happen. A tie.
Okay.
Both teams are bad, bro.
New York Jets at home against the Indianapolis Colts.
Not a cult. The Jets just make me sick. And the Jets should win this game, you know. The Jets really should win.
Okay.
But they haven't shown me anything. I'm going to go the Colts. I can't feel confident to even pick them to win. Ugh, the Colts.
Okay, now we get to the top elite teams in the NFL. The Pittsburgh Steelers at home against the Baltimore Ravens. That's a good matchup that'll make you feel better. Who do you think's gonna win this one? My money's on Pittsburgh.
Oh man, you know what? You made it easy for me just because and Pittsburgh's been playing really good football. You got Pittsburgh, I'm gonna go Baltimore. I mean Lamar, this would be a big time for him to get a big time win against Tomlin in there. But since you got Pitt, I'll go Baltimore. That's gonna be a heck of a game.
Yeah, it should be. Finally, some good games. Yeah. Atlanta Falcons on the road against the Denver Broncos.
It's hard to play up there. You know what? Only because Atlanta's going to Denver.
Yeah, it's at Denver.
Because of the mile high, I'm going to pick the Broncos.
Okay. San Francisco 49ers at home against the Seattle Seahawks.
Niners, hopefully, they should be fine. Niners.
Now we get to the big matchup. Buffalo Bills at home against undefeated Kansas City Chiefs. Talk about a big win against Kansas City against Denver last week to keep their undefeated streak going. Do you think this will be the moment where the Chiefs finally take an L, especially against the team that they literally own? Well, Buffalo owned them during the regular season, but Kansas City owned them during the playoffs. So, what dominance you think will continue?
Listen, I want Kansas City to actually clear the board, so my mind should say Kansas City. But I believe looking on the schedule for the rest of the year, even though NFL week by week is still the NFL week by week. I believe this is the biggest test in their schedule at the end part. So I'm going to go Buffalo Bills with the upset. But my mind really wants to. You know how I feel about Patrick Mahomes, and I'm betting against him. So, but let's say Bills with the upset.
Okay. Los Angeles Chargers at home against the Cincinnati Bengals.
Wow. Seriously? Chargers.
And we wrap it up with the Battle of Texas teams, the Dallas Cowboys and over the Texans.
I mean, the Cowboys are just, I don't, the Texans, of course, is my pick, but it's good. So put this one on the world so they can hear it. It is good to see Cowboys fans humbled. It is really good to see them humbled because they think that every day of their football life is steak. No, but sometimes you eat tuna. Okay, and I'm not poo-pooing on them because I mean we're not spring chickens neither. But they don't have a good team. I mean, and I kind of feel bad because Dak deserves the money, and then now he got the money, and they have him for a contract, and you got to pay him. And he's going to be the quarterback next year. You know, his injury out for the year, but they got to improve on a lot of things on their team too. But it's good to see them, the fan base, humbled with how inept they are as a football team. But they just had a lot of injuries, a lot of things that didn't work out. They got off to a really bad start. They're having a tough one, so definitely the Texans and CJ Stroud.
Yeah, they should have no trouble defeating the Cowboys considering the year they've had. The Cowboys have been bad at home.
They're really bad.
But
And
one of the only two teams, along with the New York Giants, have yet to actually win a game at home.
so we haven't won at home?
Nope.
We stink. I thought we stink. We stink. Who we beat? We beat Cleveland and Cleveland.
And the Seattle Seahawks.
Unbelievable. 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 Unbelievable that people are paying $1,000 to sit there and they have not won one home game. They can't win in Germany. They can't win in Brooklyn. They can't win in Long Island. They can't win on the road home. They're terrible. Don't win any other games. Lose every game. Period. Blow it up, start over. It's not working. They haven't won a home game? Come on. Come on, bro. They play home this week too, right? Because after that they go to Dallas.
Yeah, actually the Giants are on bye this week.
Good. They need to bye every week. They don't need to play. They're just ridiculous. Not one home game. Man, I'm telling you, bro. The Cowboys are bad. And watch them lose to the Cowboys on Thanksgiving Day. Watch. Watch the Cowboys play the best game of their lives and then stink the rest of the year.
I'll take your word for it.
They stink.
And now for this episode, Nothing But That Sports Talk. For those of you that are just tuning in, make sure you like and subscribe to the YouTube channel to watch all the latest interviews and content. Nothing But That Sports Talk. We should support, and don't forget to support Ryan as he continues to do everything he does in the announcing scene and crunch time basketball. Thank you for stopping out once again to come by to talk all things college basketball in the NFL. The NBA's season's up and we're not going to, but obviously it's early this season. I mean, the Cavaliers are undefeated, but let's just see how that's going to last. And the Celtics, and yeah, they're not in the 3. The Knicks had a bad loss against Chicago Bulls, so we're not going to panic over them too much. We're really not.
Hey, listen, really quick. This will be do a much recap. We might have the Crunch Time Basketball League coming back winter, but if we don't do the winter, do summer's coming back. 5 a.m. Brotherhood starts December 7th, opening day. So be down there rocking with my guys again. They got a good season coming up, so it's going to be really good. Really good coming up this fall, winter time for their league. My guy Russ Mill with Prime Focus got me over there with in Queens, the Eagle Academy. Shout out to them with the Takeover Classic. We're doing a good thing down there. Me and Voicebox announced, but I'll be doing the live stream for them. Actually, not for the rest of the season. So you'll hear the color commentary of whatever they got going on with the live stream. I'll send the link out and everything. So that's a big thing. Me and this guy got brewing up. I'm supposed to be doing some stuff with Heat Check as well too. But we got another big event, I think, coming up high school wise that we're gonna do very soon with Crunch Time. And there's a lot of things I got brewing that's coming through. So Crunch Time, like I said, might be coming soon. Big shout out to my guys, Mo and Ref, always put me in position. And Yep, the Takeover Classic. Big shout out to them. My man Prime Focus. Follow him on the gram, and find that link for the Takeover Classic on Sunday. We'll be streaming, and that's it. Just like you said, it's early in the NBA season. A lot of more things need to brew up before we really can get an analysis on it. But it's been a good start.
Yeah, it's been a good start to the season. I mean, Brooklyn is surprised to do it better than we thought. But then again, yeah, the take for Flagg is gonna be real as you get closer and closer to the nitty gritty. And also, don't forget that Nothing But the Sports will be at the Legends Classic next week in the Barclays Center, where you'll see teams like Texas Tech, Syracuse, and St. Joseph's was
Nice.
for the Champions Classic title. So yeah, this is going to be very interesting.
That's gonna be cool. That's gonna be dope. That's pretty cool, bro.
So I'm gonna give you all the highlights. So yeah, regardless of what happens, the coverage will be real. College basketball is up and running. Can't wait to share with you what I'm going to be doing. So yeah, I'm surprised you folks. I'm not going to say what type of coach you're going to see, but it's going to be surprising. Watch. For Rafique Louison, Instagram, Rafique_Louis BK. For Ryan Walker, Instagram, Wavy Walker, Wavy_Walker_516. We'll see you next time.